name's Helen Dry and I'd like to welcome you to Fashionable Fondants. The aim of the tutorial is for you to learn how to line a tin properly, and here this is how we're going to be lining a round tin, and here I have an example of a square tin that's been lined. To start off with, we'll begin with the round tin. I have here a piece of lining paper. You position your tin onto the lining paper and with a pencil draw around it. You could, if you wanted to, grease your tin first. It's entirely a personal choice. Might be easier, in which case let's do that first. Making sure that you get the grease right into nooks and crannies of your tin. You don't need a lot, it's just enough to allow the lining paper to stick to the side of your tin. A piece of paper with the circle on, cut it out. It doesn't have to be completely exact. So we've got the base in. The sides of the tin are going to be lined with small pieces. The sizes don't matter. They can be, as long as they're not too big, small pieces of, say, 3 to 4 inches, like this. You position one to the side of the tin, making sure it goes right down to the bottom. That's your first piece in, and you continue doing this until all the inside of the tin is covered, like so. Another couple of pieces. Using this method, your cake will always come out of the tin with perfectly straight sides and no problem for subsequent decorating. So that's your round tin. The next thing we're going to do is the square tin. The square tin is done using exactly the same principle. In this case we'll grease it first to make the life a little bit easier. There again, using the fat of your choice. Not a huge amount, just enough to allow your lining paper to stick to the sides. You position your tin onto your lining paper and draw around it. And here's the square that I prepared earlier, partially. Trim off the excess. This method will ensure that the lining will always fit the tin to the correct size, obviously because you draw around it. Pencil side down into the base of the tin, making sure it tucks right into the corners and right into the edge type. The next thing we're going to do is fit the corners. So you want 4 pieces of lining paper. You fold it in half, making sure you've got a tight crease down the side. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the importance of this, I'll show you first and then I'll explain. Push the sharpened edge of the piece of paper into the corner and repeat on the other 3. Making sure you've got a really sharp corner and the sides are stuck down. Now, the importance of this is to ensure that you've got a square cake. It means that you will have 4 perfectly formed corners rather than 3 perfectly formed sharp corners and 1 round one. If it's a square tin, you need square corners. This will make life easier when you come to decorating it. The next thing we need to do is fill in the spaces. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we have it. 2 tins, 1 square, 1 round, lined the way I like to line my tins to ensure success on a square cake and success on a round cake with sharp corners, straight sides, every time. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to meeting you all again at our next tutorial.